Okay, so let's practice our describe image again. Smart home. It's a line chart. Daily usage of smartphones, home devices, usage duration in hours. Okay, so if you see, highest is during Sunday, which is more than 4 hours. The lowest is during Saturday and Saturday. The line chart in front of me represents daily usage of smart home devices from Monday to Sunday. From the image, I can see that Sunday is having the highest usage of smartphone, which is more than 4.5 hours. The lowest usage is during Saturday as well as Tuesday, having 1.0 hours and 2 hours respectively. Overall, the image gives us a lot of information. Borrowing trends, annual library borrowing trends in from year 2010 to 2020. Highest is in 2014. Low highest is in 2014. How much is 140,000? 140,000. The line chart in front of me represents annual library borrowing trends from year 2010 to 2020. From the image, I can see that the highest borrowing rates were in 2014, which was 140,000, whereas the lowest was in 2011, which was nearly 60,000. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information about the annual library for borrowing trends. Oh my god, it didn't go well. The line chart in front of me represents annual library borrowing trends from year 2010 to 2020. From the image, I can see that 2014 was having the highest borrowing trends, which was 140,000, whereas in 2011 and 2017 it was the lowest, nearing 60,000 borrowings. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information about the borrowing trends from library during the year 2010 to 2022. Nutritional composition of food. Minerals, vitamins. Nutritional composition of food. Okay, vitamins is the highest at 3.3. Minerals in the second part. The lowest is fiber. The bar chart in front of me represents nutritional composition of food. From the image, I can see that vitamins and minerals are having the highest contribution. Vitamins are 33.3%, whereas minerals are 28%. The second highest is minerals, whereas the lowest is for fiber and carbohydrate, which are 9.3% and 8% respectively. I'm doing it again to start. The bar chart in front of me represents nutritional composition of food like minerals, vitamins, and carbohydrates. From the image, I can see that vitamins are having the highest contribution, which is 33.3%. The second highest is for minerals, which is 28.0%. The lowest is for carbohydrate, which is 8.0%. Overall, the image gives me a very good idea about the nutritional compositions of food. I think that was better. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is movie gene. Movie gene preference, teens versus adults. Movie genre, gender. I don't know what is this gen. Movie preference. Let's say movie preference. Teens are having. The bar charts in front of me represent the movie preference of teens versus adults. Adults prefer drama and action movies the most, whereas teens prefer drama and action movies. The least preference is for romance and documentary for adults, whereas teens are having more preference to documentary, which is 18%. The lowest preference for teens is romance. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information about the movie preference among teens and adults. Lot of poses. Mhm. How do we read this? Gender.
Genre. Genre.
Gender. Gender.
Genre.
Okay, this is a pie chart. Chapter content distribution. Introduction takes most of the pie chart in front of me represents chapter content distribution of a book, including introduction, conclusion, and different chapters. From the image, I can see that introduction is taking the highest portion, which is 24.1%, whereas the second highest is conclusion, which is 19.8%. Chapter 4, among the chapters, chapter 4 is the highest, which is 22.4%. The lowest is taken by chapter 2, which is 7.8%. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information about the chapter content distribution. This is a bar chart, beverage consumption volumes, consumption in liters. So juice, water, milk, soda, tea and coffee. Highest is juice, which is above more than 175 liters. Lowest, coffee, 50. The bar chart in front of me represent beverage consumption volumes of milk, water, juice and coffee. From the image I can see that juice is the highest value, which is more than 175 liters, whereas the second highest is tea, which is around 175 liters. The lowest consumption is for coffee, which is 50 liters. Overall, the image gives me a good idea about the beverage consumption volumes. What is this? User growth on Facebook and Twitter from year 2010 to 2022. Blue is Facebook, green is Twitter. User growth. The line chart in front of me represents user growth of Facebook and Twitter from year 2010 to 2020. From the image, I can see that Facebook was having the highest growth between 2014 and 2016, which was nearly 2.5 billion users. The lowest value for Facebook was during 2010 as well as between 2018 and 2022, which was below 1 billion users. For Twitter, the highest value is during 2020, which is nearly 2 billion, and the lowest value was between 2010 and 2012. Overall, the image gives me good idea. That took longer than I expected. Population distribution. Population distribution by age group. Population in millions. So the highest population is for age group 45 to 64, which is 80 millions. Second highest is 65 plus. The bar chart in front of me represents population distribution by age group like 0 to 14, 15 to 24 and 65 plus. From the image I can see that 45 to 64 age group is having the highest distribution, which is 18 in millions. The 65 plus is in the second position with around 75 millions. The lowest age group distribution is for 0 to 14, which is nearly 20 millions. Overall, the image gives me a good idea about the population distribution by different age groups. Monthly downloads of WhatsApp and Instagram. Blue WhatsApp, green Instagram. Throughout the year from January to December. Downloads in millions. Highest downloads for WhatsApp was in February. The bar chart in front of me represents monthly downloads of WhatsApp and Instagram throughout the year from January to December. From the image I can see that in February WhatsApp was having the highest download rates, which was more than 4 million, whereas the lowest downloads for WhatsApp was during September, which was nearly 1 million. The highest downloads for Instagram was during the month July, which was nearly 3 million, and the lowest value was again in August, that is nearly 1 million. Overall, the image gives me a good idea about WhatsApp and Instagram usage. Moving to the next. This is a bar chart. Annual tourist numbers for USA, France and Japan. Tourists in million from year 2010 to 2022. USA, highest value in 2020. The bar chart in front of me represents annual tourist numbers for USA, France and Japan from year 2010 to 2020. From the image I can see that USA is having the highest tourist numbers in 220, which is nearly 1 million, whereas the lowest value for USA is during 2012, which is nearly 0.2 million. Whereas France is having the highest value during 2018 and the lowest value during 2011. For Japan, the highest value is in 2018, which is 0.8 million. Overall, the image gives me good idea. That took longer. Traffic statistics. Monthly internet traffic statistics for Google and Facebook in thousands. 1,000. Highest for Google. The line chart in front of me represents monthly internet traffic statistics for Google and Facebook throughout the year from January to December. From the image I can see that Google is having the highest internet traffic during the month May as well as September, which is nearly 5,000. Whereas the lowest value was in March as well as in December, which is nearly 1,000. For Facebook, the highest traffic was during August, whereas the lowest was during May. Overall, the image gives me good idea about Google and Facebook usage. Programming languages like Python, Java, JavaScript, programming languages usage frequency. Ruby and the bar chart in front of me represents programming language usage frequency among Python, Java, JavaScript, and Swift. From the image, I can see that Ruby is having the highest true usage, which is more than 80%. Swift is also having a highest rate, which is nearly 80%. From the image, I can see that Java and C++ are having the lowest usage, which is nearly 10%. Overall, the image gives me a good idea about different programming languages and its usages. Car fuel consumption over years 2000 to 2020. Fuel consumption liter per 100 kilometer. 14 liter per 100 kilometer. Highest during 2007. The line chart in front of me represents car fuel consumption over years from 200. No. Redo. Car fuel consumption over years from 2000 to 220. Highest is in 2007, 14 liter per 100 kilometers. The lowest is second highest is in 2020. Second highest in 2020, the lowest. line chart in front of me represents car fuel consumption over years from 2000 to 2020. From the image, I can see that the car fuel consumption was the highest during 2007, which is 14 liter per 100 kilometer, whereas the second highest is during 2020, which is nearly 13 liter per 100 kilometer. The lowest consumption is recorded during 2005, which is below 6 liter per 100 kilometer. Overall, the image gives me a good idea about how fluctuating is the fuel usage over years. Image represent the human evolution. Ape, Australopithecus, I don't know, Homo erectus, Homo sapiens modern, Australopithecus. The image in front of me represents the human evolution from ape to modern human. From the image, I can see that first one is ape, which were looks like monkeys and they were very short. Then in the evolution, it is Australopithecus. They are taller than ape. Then comes Homo erectus. They are taller than the previous one and shorter than the Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens come in between Homo erectus and modern. They more look like humans. Modern human is the next one and the final one. Overall, the image gives me good information. Australopithecus. I had no idea about that. Homo erectus, Homo sapiens, modern human. Okay, moving to the next. Oh my god, what image is this? It's a river, meander. The curve portion is called a neck. They got sand on the shore. We can see hills made of sand, small greenery. The image in front of me represents a beautiful blue river. From the image, I can see there is a neck portion which is part of the river. I can also see sand in the side of the shore, and also there are like hills made out of sands. I can also see some bushes and greeneries by the side of this river. There are many hills which are very beautiful, and the river shape is like an S. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information. It also shows meander, neck, and sand. Okay, we can take a look at the answer. This picture gives information of a meandering river. We can see in the middle of the picture there is a blue river meandering in high waves. On other side of the river there stands a high cliff from which rainfall washes sand down into the river. Across the river, the bank forms a bulge towards the river called neck. The neck forms because the sand washes into the river accumulates. In conclusion, this picture shows why a river meanders. Wow. Meandering river. Geocentric theory. Earth, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Sun, Mars. Geocentric theory. What is that? The image in front of me represents geocentric theory being Earth in the center, Moon revolving it. From the image, I can see Sun placed us in one of the orbit. I can also see Mars, Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter. Jupiter is in the outer layer, whereas Moon is in the inner layer. Venus is in the middle layer. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information about how a geocentric image is. Oh my god. What is actually the geocentric? Maybe we can take a look at the answer. This gives information of Earth system. We can see the celestial system has the Earth at its very center. The Moon is the nearest celestial body orbiting the Earth. Then the Mercury is the second nearest. Venus is just further than Mercury. The Sun orbits outside the Venus. Jupiter orbits between suns and the outermost one. In conclusion, this picture is about geocentric theory. Very good. Tree rings. Cooler climate, warmer climate. Warmer climate. What happens in warmer climate? Okay. This is like, they are like continuous rings, they are broken rings. Warmer climate. The image in front of me represents tree rings or in cooler climate versus warmer climate. From the image I can see that during warmer climate the tree rings will be broken and like they are not continuous, whereas in cooler climate we can see the tree rings are very pretty, they are continuous, they are close together and they are like fingerprints. Overall the image gives me a lot of information about how tree rings would look like in cooler climate as well as in warmer climate. The picture gives information about tree rings. We can see that there is a tree stump on the left which is thin in diameter and has dense rings on its cross section. This indicates that the tree grew in a cooler climate with less rainfall. It is a tree stump on the right, thick in diameter, and it has sparse rings on the cross section. This indicates that the tree grew in a warm climate with more rainfall. Okay, maybe we can mention about the rainfall as well. From the image, this shows less rainfall. Okay, maybe the tree rings are formed because of the rainfalls. Maybe we can mention that as well. Water collection method in touring, volt generation, pulling, lever, pivot, rope, bucket. Touring, earlier generation. The image in front of me represents water collection method used by our early generation. From the image I can see that there is a small lake and they have built an equipment with bucket, rope, pivot, lever and pulling. The bucket fills in water, then there is a rope connected to the pivot, then there is a lever. When the human pull that particular lever, the bucket goes up and it's pour the water to the above part. Overall, there are like 3 humans involved in this activity. Overall, the image is very informative. Very good. Okay, this is image of a solar panel. Sun, battery, transformer, storing energy, transformer. Why there is a battery, bulb, solar panel, the ghost area. The image in front of me represents how a solar panel works. From the image we can see that the parts of a solar panel is a big panel, transformer, batteries, energy storing battery, the bulb. The sun is the essential part of this one because sunlight is used for creating the solar energy. Solar panel is the highest one in this system, whereas transformer is used to convert the solar energy to electricity. The bulb get lightened up using the solar energy. So sun is the essential part of this one. Overall the image gives me a lot of information. That was, what is this? This is a water wheel, rotating wheel, flowing water, paddles, rotating wheel. Water wheel used by our early generation. Okay. The image in front of me represents how does a water wheel work. This image, from the image I can see different parts like paddles, rotating wheels, another rotating wheel and flowing water. The image represents how we can make use of the water wheel. The water gets into the paddle while it's rotating and it's flowing out as from a engine. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information. I have no clue how to explain this. Let's see what the answer is. This picture gives information of the structure of a water wheel. We can see the paddles are the most important part of the water wheel, which hoist water up from the water surface. When the wheel rotates, the water carried by the paddles goes down from the height of the wheel. Then the flowing water returns to the water surface. The wheel rotates around the axis supported by wood pillars. The water wheel can carry water to other places. To sum up, the graph tells us about water wheel. Okay, we can see paddles are the most important part of the water wheel, which hoist water up from the water surface. Okay, maybe we can include that. Paddles are the most important part of the water wheels, which carry water as it rotates. Okay, paddles are the important part of the water wheel system, which carries water as the wheel rotates. Water wheels are used to carry water from one place to another other side. Water wheels can be used to carry water from one place to other. Paddles are the most important part of the water wheel system, as it helps to carry water from the surface while they are rotating. So we can consider that something is the important part of this water wheel. Something. Okay. Parts of tree: leaves, branches, leaves, branch, small branch, big branch, leaves, twig, trunk, roots. The image in front of me represents different parts of a tree. From the image, I can see that the big green part, dense part, is called leaves. They are green. They are used for solar synthesis. The leaves are attached to a different branch. They are of different size and dimension. The main part of the main thick part of the tree is called stem. The tree is connected to the soil using roots. Overall, the image gives me good idea about the parts of a tree. Earthless: sea level, crust, mantle, outer core and inner core. Inner core, outer core. Sea level is the outermost part where where the humans exist. The image in front of me represents the different layers of earth. From the image we can see that sea level is the outer part of the earth, where there are seas, greeneries and islands, and this is the place where humans and other animals live. From the image we can see that crust is the second layer from the top, which is just below the sea level. Then comes mantle, which is orange in color. The outer core, which is in yellow color, that covers most part of the inner part. There is a small inner core which is green in color. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information. Oh, I didn't look at the timer. I am going once again. So the image represents the different layers of earth. From the image we can see that sea level is the highest level of an earth, where there are sea, water and land. That's the place we all live. Then there is crust in blue color. Later comes mantle, which is in orange color. The outer core covers most part of the inner earth. Then comes inner core, which is a small part, and this is green in color. Overall, the image gives me a lot of information about different layers of earth. Okay, Transportation become the major transportation in modern society. 1500, 1800, 20,000. No, 2000. 1500, 1800. What is this? The image in front of me represent different modes of transportation during year 1500, 1800 and 2000. From the image we can see that during 1500 the horse based transportation have been used, whereas when it comes to 1800 people are started using cycles and smoke trains. From 20,000 the it has evolved a lot and people started using cycles, car and jeep. Overall the image gives me a lot of information about how transportation has been formed.